Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 40, and we're currently over here outside the brand spanking new storage area, ready to start recording another video. And I've got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited to start recording this one because I have got a bunch of really interesting projects lined up for today's episode. We're going to be doing some digging, some building, and some decorating, and all that good stuff. We're going to be expanding out the base and generally working on cool stuff, okay? We've got some cool things planned, and I'm super excited to get started. But firstly, I just want to mention something. I want to say a massive thank you for the positive response that we got on the previous episode of Hermitcraft. As you guys heard, right at the end of that episode, I was a little bit worried that it was a boring episode. We had done a bunch of admin stuff, all the stuff that needed to be done, for example, moving the items from all these junk chests that we had here into the new storage area. It wasn't the most interesting episode in terms of Minecraft projects, but I was reading through the comments and a lot of you were like, yes, okay, maybe it wasn't the best episode for Minecraft content, but it was still an interesting episode to watch, and I really enjoyed it. And I just want to say a massive thank you, because that made me feel really good. I was reading through all of the positive comments, and it felt absolutely lovely. There's nothing better for a YouTuber than positive responses to a video, so I just want to say massive thumbs up to all of you who watched that episode and enjoyed it, because your comments made my day. But anyway, I would say that is enough talking about previous episodes. How about we crack on with what's got to be done in today's episode? And the first project from the super long list of really fun projects is we're going to be destroying one of these storage silos. Now I know that might sound just a little bit on the strange side. You can see that I've already started working on it, getting rid of all the chests and all the redstone lamps. But it may sound a little bit odd because we only just recently built these. But the issue is that I want my storage area to be heading off in this direction. The entrance to the base is over there. I want to come along here, go down this ladder, and then go straight into my storage area from a tunnel coming off in this direction. And sadly, that meant that this redstone contraption, it just doesn't quite make the cut, okay? We're going to have to remove it. Luckily, it is the miscellaneous one, which isn't really needed anyway. I am yet to use that one. It was sort of chucked in because I needed a fourth storage silo. So it's worked out fairly well. So what I'm going to do is we're going to remove all of this stuff. Get rid of the entire thing, item elevator and all. We're going to set up a slight redstone contraption that will take away the miscellaneous items and put them elsewhere. But also, we're going to make way for our new storage area that we are going to be building. Alright, that was nice and easy. We've got rid of the entire thing. We now have a big gap where it used to be, but if we head down underneath as well, you can see that we don't have any water down here because, of course, there's not going to be any items traveling through, and eventually I might end up doing some clearing up here, getting rid of all this compressed ice, but for the minute, this whole area is pretty messy as it is, so I think I'll leave it be. But this is the redstone contraption. Now, you might recognize this from the previous episode of Hermitcraft, where we built the rubbish bin. If we just chuck any old item in here, for example, this granite, you will see that it gets fired out, and it lands on the cactus and actually gets destroyed. So that means that any items that we chuck in that chest will go through the sorting system, and any that don't fit the bill of the sorting system will actually travel out like this and go into the cactus. But one thing that I have just realized is that we do seem to be having some problems. We've got problems with the sorting system. This is not good. Right, okay, well it looks like we've had a few issues with what the sorting system is doing. Some of the items have flowed out, some of them haven't. I said in theory that shouldn't actually happen, but it looks like one of the item dispensers actually stopped working, which means that the entire system has broken down. So yes, I'm now going to have to do a little bit of maintenance work. Brilliant. Turns out it was a human error. Oh, such a massive human error here. I forgot to place down a repeater, which means that basically all of the items were backing up in that hopper. That means it was powering all of the redstone, and that means that some of the items have flown out into their corresponding storage silos, which shouldn't actually be too much of an issue. So I'll just quickly pick those up from the chest, and hopefully we should have everything fixed pronto. By the look of things, the sorting system is now all fixed, which is pretty good. It took a load off my chest because I was getting very worried that you guys were going to take the mick out of me and completely destroy me in the comment section, simply because I distinctly remember in the episode in which I built that sorting system mentioning that I didn't need an overflow-proof design because we wouldn't have any overflows. And what do we get? We get ourselves a big old overflow. But luckily, that is all fixed now. It was just caused by me forgetting a repeater. So now that that's in, it's all working. But anyway, let's move on to the project that we're doing now. As you can see, I've done the tiniest bit of work here. I've done a little bit of decorating so that this now looks less like a gaping hole and more like a little archway that is going to take us through into the corridor that we're going to be building, that is going to take us over to the sorting system. Now, you know what that means? Of course, this is going to be a corridor, but at the minute, it is just a brick wall. That means that we have got to do a little bit of digging, so I'm going to mine out the area that is going to be taking us over there, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. I've just been watching back some of the recordings from today's recording session, and it really does come through in the video that I am in a fantastic mood. I don't know what it is, but I am feeling absolutely super today. I think it might be because it's just a really nice day at the minute. I do feel a little bit bad that I'm not out there enjoying the nice day, but Hermitcraft is calling me. I've got projects to do, fun things to work on, and I'm just really enjoying playing Minecraft at the minute. Okay everyone, I have made a little bit of progress here. As you can see, we have cleared out the tunnel. This is the tunnel area. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks wide. So it's quite a wide tunnel at the minute, but it's not going to be staying like that for much longer because, of course, that is just making space for some of the decoration that we're going to be doing. But as far as the decline is concerned, it is going to be a half slab tunnel, and that means that we'll be able to sprint up these no problem. So that's going to look quite cool. It's going to be a nice gradual slope down to the storage area. But you may notice, for those of you who are a little bit observant or have been watching my Hermitcraft episodes recently, this is the tunnel that takes us down to the strip mine. Okay, yeah, we've hit it. We've hit the tunnel. And that is, in theory, a bit of a problem. But I expected this to happen. Of course I did, because we're heading in the same direction as the tunnel. It was bound to happen. So what I thought we could do is we could actually create a room based around this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of this snow and all of this iron. I'm going to replace it with glass so that we can see straight on into it, so we can see the insides of the elevator, because it looks pretty cool. And we'll be able to base our room around that as a centerpiece. I think it's going to look pretty nice. Every 10 episodes or so, I like to do this because I start seeing comments saying, you must be cheating, there is no way that one man can have this much iron, you must be spawning all of it in. Well, here's the deal, we have ourselves a gigantic, massive iron farm. I mean, seriously, this thing is enormous. It is called the Iron Titan. It is designed and built by Tango Tech. Tango Tech actually came up with the design, he's done a tutorial on it, but also he built it on Hermitcraft. And yes, it is an absolute beast. It produces iron like nothing else. If you take a look in these chests, you can see that we have iron blocks for days. Iron is actually worth less than dirt on this server right now, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and take it back over to my base area. So I'm just doing some of the finishing touches on all of the decoration for our tunnel area here, and I thought I would talk about a little comment that I keep seeing pop up occasionally on my videos, which is essentially, as we're doing it, you use far too many stone slabs. Now, I have to say, you might be around about right there, because I do use quite a lot of stone slabs in my builds, but I have to say, and I'm going to be completely honest here, I personally don't see it as a problem at the minute. I mean, as you can see, okay, there's quite a lot of stone slabs going on in all of my builds. If you take a look at this, there's stone slabs. If we head up the outside as well, you can see there are quite a few stone slabs dotted around everywhere, but I don't think that it's over the top. In fact, if anything, I would say that if you're going to complain about a block that I use too often, I would complain about iron, compressed ice, or snow. Because if you take a look around here, I would say the majority of blocks are iron, compressed ice, and snow. I would say that actually stone slab is pretty low in the list of blocks that I've used in this area. And if you take a look down here, once again, it's pretty much the same story. It's mostly iron, compressed ice. The stone slabs is, generally speaking, a bit of a detailing thing. Now, if you take a look in the tunnel, yes, I get the idea. Okay, stone slabs, there is quite a large number of them. They're quite visible. You can tell that I've used quite a few of them. But considering I'm building the entire walls out of iron right now, I would say I use quite a lot of that as well. But then again, here's the thing. This is my mentality on the whole matter, is that I'm trying my best to stick to a theme here. And I have a set of blocks. It's almost like a block palette that I tend to use when doing my builds. And with this theme, I am trying my best to stick to it throughout the entire base, making sure that everything fits together, everything looks good together, like it is all one thing, there's no jarring changes between rooms or anything like that. And so far, I have to admit, I would say I'm actually doing a half-decent job at making everything fit together quite nicely. A lot of hermits have commented on the fact that I'm doing a decent job at making everything fit together. So that is why I use similar blocks in all of my builds. But like I say, I wouldn't say it's much of a problem. But then again, I could be wrong. I could be being delusional. So let me know down in the comment section if you do think I use far too many of that block type. But anyway, as you can see, we're almost done. We're almost done on the tunnel area. I've put in one of the walls. I will put in the other wall in a couple of seconds. These torches going down the middle, they are all temporary. And actually, speaking of that, I'm going to try out some lighting solutions. So I brought 2 different light sources along. I've got glowstones and I've got sea lanterns, and we're going to be putting those up in the roof. So let me just get my axe out and we'll take this out. So this is where it's going to be going. So the sea lantern, straight away, I really like that, okay? That looks good. That looks really very good. So glowstone has got quite a lot to live up to here. Let's take a look. It's definitely sea lantern for me. Sea lantern takes the biscuit there because that glowstone, that didn't look anywhere near as good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip one and then we'll place the sea lantern there. We'll skip one again and it's going to be another sea lantern. Hopefully that should do a decent job at lighting up this area. If not, we might need to think of something else. The tunnel is done. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think it looks fairly cool. It's a nice little entrance to our storage area. The only thing that I will say that I think could be improved is breaking up this iron a little bit. It's just like a solid block of iron going right the way down, and I personally, although I quite like it, don't think it looks particularly brilliant. So once again, you might have to let me know on that one down in the comment section. You're going to have to do a lot of commenting in today's video. But anyway, that's enough talk about that one. How about we start working on this room down here? So here it is. This is the current area that we've got. But of course, it needs to be quite a lot bigger than this because we're going to be going around this square area, and then this area is then going to lead on to the main storage area. So this is going to be like the entrance hall, and then we'll have the main event later on. But anyway, let me start clearing things out. We will get ourselves a space together, and then we'll start the decorating process. Just the final little bit of clearing left to do now, and we will have a fully successful area in which we can start placing down all of these blocks, which is pretty cool. And I would discuss with you, generally speaking, when I do my progress updates, I discuss with you what my plans are for the next cut. But you know what? To keep things exciting, I'm not actually going to discuss with you any of the decoration plans. So this is going to be a surprise because I have a cool idea of how I'm going to do it. I don't really know if it is going to work. I am yet to try it out at all. Of course, this is all coming off the top of my head. But in theory, this should end up looking really quite good. But anyway, that is it. We have cleared out the entire area. We have got 5 blocks away from this entire thing all the way around. So it's 5 blocks out in this direction, 5 blocks out in this direction, 5 blocks out in this direction, and of course 5 blocks out in this direction. So that means that we've got plenty of space to play with here and plenty of space to decorate. But first things first, actually, I suppose I should change all of this out for stained glass. So as you can see, I have put all of the stained glass around our elevator, and I have to say, I am super happy with how this has turned out. I think it looks absolutely brilliant, apart from the fact that we have some crazy snow. It's just despawned, but this one is still there, and that's just gone as well. But we do have some crazy snow going on. I don't really know what's going on here. I think the items are trying to travel upwards through the blocks, but they're getting stuck somehow, and they're just jitting around everywhere. Don't really know what's going on there. But anyway, they seem to have all disappeared now, so that's pretty good. So yes, we have this nice elevator that goes up straight through the middle. It's a really cool centerpiece to the room. But now it is time to move on to my super secret design that I've come up with in my head that I'm sure is going to look really good, that I'm not going to give any details about. However, I have to admit, it is fairly predictable. You guys know that I'm sticking to the theme, so you can probably guess what blocks I'm going to be using. But anyway, I'm going to crack on, do a segment, and then I'll show you what the plan is. Are you guys ready for this? 3, 2, 1. There it is! That was the most awful trumpet noise I've ever made in my life. But this is how it is meant to look right here. In fact, if we just take a look at it from this angle, it almost looks finished. Now, you may be wondering why I have not continued on the quartz all the way along here. Is because that was all the quartz that I had. Seriously, that's all the quartz that I've got, which is a bit of a shame, because that of course means that we're going to have to go out and mine some more. So what I thought we could do is a mini mining challenge. Now, for anyone who's been subscribed for a long time, you'll remember the mining challenges. Basically what I would do is I would go out for an hour, I would time lapse the mining, and then I'd ask you guys to tell me how many drops you think I'd get. Well, sadly, because I don't have much time today in today's episode, what I thought we could do instead is do a half-hour mining challenge. So I'm going to mine some nether quartz for half an hour, then I want you to head down to the comment section and let me know how much nether quartz you think I'm going to get. I decided against the idea of doing a time lapse of me mining out in the nether simply because me mining in a straight line for a long time in the nether, fast forwarded, doesn't make for very interesting video, at least in my opinion. So instead what I thought I'd do is just record this little clip of me destroying all of this stuff. This nether quartz here is just all disappearing using my fortune pickaxe, gathering up all that sweet quartz to make all of the stairs so that we can do the outside of this room. It's going to look cool. It is going to look cool. But one thing that I just want to say is that mining session, It really was doomed to fail from the beginning. It was absolutely awful. I managed to lag out of the server. When I relogged back in, I was actually down beneath on the nether surface, and I had to navigate my way to a nether portal. Then my pickaxe ran out. It wasn't particularly brilliant, so sadly I haven't got that much nether quartz, and what was meant to be a half-hour mining session turned out to be around about an hour and 15 minutes, really, I would say, which is a bit of a shame, but anyway, we have now got ourselves the resources that we need, so that should mean that we'll be able to finish up this little room. You know, earlier on I was saying I was really enjoying Minecraft today, really having fun doing all that sort of thing. Well, we are short of nether quartz by 11 stairs, and that's just enough to drive me nuts. Things like this are what make me rage quit from Minecraft. Not being killed by creepers or skeletons or anything like that. It's stuff like this where you just don't quite have enough resources. Oh, it kills me. Massive thank you to Impulse SV for letting me borrow 11 stairs worth of nether quartz. You really have saved the day there, because I was not feeling going back into the nether to pick up that stuff. But I have to say, check out Impulse's base. This place looks absolutely insane. It's incredible right the way around like this. We've got water everywhere. Really like it, of course. I love the stone bricks, but you guys know what I'm like with those. And also, he's got a really cool storage system where you actually bounce out using the slime blocks there. Awesome idea. But anyway, the entrance over here as well, it's just wicked. It's just an awesome place. He's got a resident zombie as well. But I'm super amazed by this. I love this. I just love it. It's my kind of base. I just love this sort of big, grand bases with the water, the quartz, the stone bricks, all that sort of thing. And finally, after plenty of faffing around, I have managed to get this room all done and dusted. I have to say, I was not expecting this project to take quite so long, but it's done. It is finished, complete, finito, and I am super happy with it. I'm so happy with the way that this room has turned out. I have to say, even in my head, it didn't look quite as good as it does here. Maybe that's just me being a little bit odd because, you know, I've been playing Minecraft quite a lot today, and generally speaking, when you work for a long time on something, it ends up looking quite favourable in your brain. I don't know if you guys get anything like that, but I would say this all works quite nicely, especially with this tunnel here. You come down the tunnel and it's just like a continuation. It's nice. I like it, and I really like the idea of this centerpiece section as well. So, big old thumbs up from me. But for those of you who are wondering, yes, this room is meant to be here. It doesn't look great at the minute, I have to say, but there was no point in me putting walls around this section because eventually we're going to be mining all of that out, and that is where the storage area is going to be going. So that's where the sorting system, storage area, all that stuff is going to be going. It's just going to continue on from this room. There's not going to be a doorway or anything like that. It's just going to continue on from this point forth. But that is not it for today's episode. I know we've done this room, but that's not quite it because there's one more thing that I want to add, and that is this section here. I want to turn this section into a chicken farm. I think that would be a good idea because recently I've been eating jacket potatoes and, well, it's just not particularly good, is it? I just picked up some lava from the mine shaft system that we have down at the bottom, which was a little bit annoying because, of course, you're so close to the area, but of course you can't actually get through to it, so you have to go all the way out here, up the ladder, through the 3x3 door, and then come down in the middle. But that all works anyway. It's not too long-winded, and I'm sure there's not going to be too many instances where I have to do that old loop, so I'm not going to complain too much. But anyway, here goes. These are the finishing touches here. We need this lava. Oh no, we need the iron. Oh, this could go badly. Oh, that was close. I thought we were just going to end up destroying ourselves with lava there, but there we go. That is the chicken farm all done and dusted. So that is all in there. Now we just need a few chickens. But sadly, ladies and gentlemen, I am all out of time for today's episode. So that means that the chickens are going to have to wait until next episode. But I just want to mention something actually. When I say that I'm out of time for the episode, some of you might think that that's just me being lazy. Me deciding, you know what, I've had enough Minecraft today. I'm going to stop recording this one and move on to the next one. But I have to admit, it's genuinely serious, okay? I record these Hermitcraft episodes, Sunday Hermitcraft episodes, are recorded on Friday afternoon from 12:15 PM until 5:30 PM. Now the reason I'm saying that is because 12:15 PM is when I finish college, so that's when I get home, and then I immediately set up, start recording Hermitcraft, and 5:30 PM is when my mum gets home, and that's when she gets home, and that's when I stop recording, because I don't like recording when my mum is home, simply because A, there's too much noise in the house, and B, of course, it's a little bit awkward recording with other people in the house. I don't really like it, so I tend to stay away from doing that sort of thing. So that is why I have got 5 hours and 15 minutes to record these Hermitcraft episodes, and I use up all of it, believe it or not. Generally speaking, I use up all of my allotted recording time. So there we go, I have officially run out of time. It is now 5:10, so I've got 5 minutes to get all my stuff away. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that towards the end of the video. If you didn't know, that is how I record my videos. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to hit that like button. If you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.